Hello there. Oops, I don't know my mic maybe is too loud. I don't know if it's too loud or too or not loud enough to say something on the chat, please. Otherwise, I would just assume that the mic is working probably just fine. Anyway, let's start with Phelan. Hey, Jason. So let's go with the Phelan Pub with week 3 and 4. I will be doing just by myself, mostly because I was too lazy to get players to come and all of that. So let's start um real quick. Let me do this. Uh, so let's go quick. I will do. Oh yeah, this works nice. Okay. Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Deslan. Hope you're fine too. So let's start. Week 3. Let's talk about just a bit about week 3. I'm not really going to say much because it was a real boring week. Anyway, Digital Warfare against Hyperion Academy 2-0 for Digital Warfare. Kind of like expected much for them. Then Newcastle Towers against New England, again a 2-0. Nothing much, right to say. Phelan Gaming against Radiant Esports. So here Radiant disband as a team. Therefore, we got a quick like a 2-0. It was instant win for us, and that was super fucking sad because we like prepared really hard for that match. We actually practiced a lot and we prepared a lot of strategies and cool things to counter how Radiant Esports had been playing and to properly try and win that match. And it was probably the only match that we really like tried really hard to play. And also either wasn't playing for us, so we had to play with KZ. So we actually put some extra work also there to make sure that even though we don't have our normal ADC, we can still do some things because either actually brings a lot to the team, coming to macro and shot calling and everything. We practiced really hard, and then we found the match and it was basically over because Radiant Esports didn't even play. That was super sad. It really was really really bad for our motivation because basically we just got whatever. Whenever you get a free win, it feels like really bad. Wait, let me just do this. Yeah, and it feels like super bad to get a free win because um means that all the work you did is not actually going to matter at all because you're not playing the game. You're not going to see if actually all that work paid off. Then you're just getting the win, and that's not how anyone wants to win. That felt really bad for us. And then Axel against Enclave Dusk. Axel had to. Axel had hi, Bobby. Axel had to FF if I'm not mistaken because they had problems getting a top laner, I believe, which is weird because you can make any change at any moment. If I have been, yeah, it's absolutely that. You have been preparing for nothing. I mean, you still get like the preparation, you still get the players to learn things, and of course that is going to still be there, but it really feels bad. So, Excel Clave, it's weird because Excel had to FF because they didn't got a sub, like a proper player in the top lane, I believe, which is super weird because you have all the time in the world to get a substitute. I mean, I believe you can get one even like in the same day that the match is going. You can on Excel, if they got like they can literally get a random D5 and they will win against Enclave 90% of the times. if they just ban Italy. Like 90% of the times they will win. I'm sure of that because the players are good and they are actually trying. Like Enclave is not trying at all. Excel is trying, so that feels super weird. And also because they are actually trying to win. That's what makes it even weirder. Because if you're trying to win, how does that even? I don't know. I don't know how that happened. It's super. Wait, let me keep having some music in the background, like really soft music. It's Lord of the Dance, the violins. Wait, no, actually, if I put this here, maybe the audio will be blocked. I don't want that. I just want super soft music because it's like good violins. But yeah. Anyway, that was week 3, like a really sad week for this league because it absolutely felt like the league is not important and no one was actually trying. But well, what you gonna do? Let's keep it moving here. I was just like this. Week 4. Okay, yeah, this week was more interesting actually. Let me do this. Odd. Uh, 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 uh. Ah, yeah, this is not working. Oh, wait, yeah. Let me just do this real quick, okay? Okay, this. Uh, uh, yep. Let me do this. Right. Properties. Da 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 da. Okay. Filters. I was just oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Nice, sweet. So you should be able to see here. Yeah. So week 4. Let's go. Exit Radiant again. Free win because the Radiant is not playing, which again feels really bad. Because even if the team is bad, I'd rather have teams playing that no teams. Uh, okay. Newcastle. We hope it goes well. See ya. See ya, Daisland. See ya. Thank you for being here. Uh, okay. Here we go. So I can have the chat here. And here's the match. Yeah, this is the match. So let's look at the games. Um, so they got Skarner. What? Wait, what? Is this an Akali for real? Okay, they have Skarner, Akali, Caitlyn, Karma, Alistar. So, okay, is Caitlyn, Alistar, bot lane, Karma mid, Skarner, jungle. Okay, that makes sense. Then the enemy team gets Camille, Corki, Trundle, Sivir Braum. So Sivir Braum, Trundle jungle, Camille top, and wait, what? um, Camille, why Kelly? I don't understand that. Because okay. Anyway, I feel like it was a super jump. Sivir got super third. Mid laner got super third too, so they snowballed from that. Shit ton of assists on play frequency proof, so probably nice some things. But like that was super fucking like a fucking Kali seriously. Okay, Karki, Sivir, Camille, Jarvan, Janna. Okay, again, kind of the same camp. They pick Sivir and Karki both times. Um, and Camille too. Oh my god, they just got all of this duo over again. And the enemy this time against Olaf. Which, okay, they pick Jarvan to counter. They get Jinx, which is useless against Sivir, because Sivir can just hard push. They get Karma support, okay. They get Darius top. I don't get the Darius top. On the Cassivir, like Darius top can be this. What the fuck? Why just don't? I mean, I think in this scenario, like you ban Sivir, or I would like to see the bans here. Yeah, it's like kind of weird that you see. Uh, yeah, I will allow this message. I don't know why Twitch ban your message. You recon the it's I add is a Sivir OTP. Oh, he's a Sivir OTP. Makes sense. Anyway, I don't understand this second also pick and ban phase. Not a big fan. And again, they just okay. This was more of a close. I don't know. I just cannot see the gold graph, so it's super weird. But yeah, seems like it was still kind of a stomp because top lane Camille. Uh, Not much to say, I guess. From this one, week 4, Phelan against Enclave. So okay, this is a match I can actually talk a lot and say things. So first game, we get this comp here. On we actually had been practicing a lot of Shan. Not much Shaya Rakan though, but Shaya was open, so you kind of need to pick it because Shaya is open. You have to pick Shaya if it's open. It's super broken. Basically they get Swain, but their comp has like this. Okay, they get Sivir, Morgana, Cho'Gath is kind of fine, but they get Swain, Kha'Zix, which I don't think it's a nice combo. Because Kha'Zix wants to bait and Swain doesn't really get that pressure early game. Is more of is a champion that doesn't really get. Let me stop this on. Is not a champion that really gets the pressure. So, oh wait, the duck wants to leave the room. I will. Yeah, you can leave, duck. Problem solved. The dog is out. Okay, so I was saying, yeah, Kha'Zix cannot really do much with that comp, I feel, because like only ball lane can bring him some pressure, but even then they are just going to lose the top side of the map, and that's kind of what happened. Deluxe was able to get like big mid priority over Hausen, and Corner was able to win against Alex, so therefore we just get the pressure top side and we just abuse that. Still some mistakes in rotations and everything. But to be fair, this week we actually didn't practice at all, because things happen. Lucky for us, because the last week we practiced a lot. It kind of compensate. Our second game, this is more of an interesting because we have a let's say talk in the chat about the pick and ban phase. So a lot of people were saying that the enemy team pick and bans are good because they get, like if they get to 25 minutes they instant win the game, which is not true at all. Because you have to consider the fact that our right now we're playing Division 2 ESL, and basically here, whoever gets, like, teams don't know how to properly set a Baron and win with a Baron. Therefore, the team that gets the mid lane, like mid game power advantage, like has better power spike on the mid game. Wait, the team that gets better mid game power spike in ESL2 usually wins the game because they can get the Baron and finish, and the other team doesn't really know how to stall. So by taking also you get a shit ton of fights because teams don't really know how to play passive early game. So if we take all of that in consideration, enemy's team com is actually super bad because they have no proper wave clear. They only have the Jinx. They have a good disengage, but they cannot really fight about objective if Jinx is not there. And the thing is that Jinx needs items. So for like first uh 25 minutes is kind of useless. Like they are useless for the first 25 minutes. So if we take that, and you take that they are playing against a comp with Jhin, Renekton, Tamkins, and Ahri, which are all champions that can rotate super fast. Grace has as a great snowball potential. And if you take all of that in consideration, you're just going, and they're just going to be like 4, 5Ks below, then in 20 minutes they should be 4Ks below. So at any point they are not going to be able to stop us from taking Baron and just ending the game. And that's kind of what happened. We were able to just all the early game and the mid game make plays because the enemy team has nothing to stop us from doing that. They have no real power spike from the first 25 minutes. They literally have nothing. And that's super bad in this level of play, and also right now in how the game is, mostly because okay, so Riot removed Tracker's Knife. Okay, so basically that means that when a team is ahead, oops, sorry, that means that when a team is ahead, they can just hard push the division because wait, let me just do one thing and I will there do wait, okay, this out and here. Here, okay. Let me open. Let me open the green screen, and it's in the. Okay, here we have the map. Okay, okay, so you should be able to see this. So let's say that blue team is like let's say blue team is winning. Okay. Oh wait, sorry, alarm. So let's say that blue team is actually winning. Okay, so blue team, where is the? Ah, there we go. Now much. So let's say blue is like 5K up. Okay. I like it's like we are like let's say 20 uh 20 for us. Let's say like that, okay? So right now when this happens means that blue team, because there are no ping wars, blue team can actually get toward all of this. Something like this. They can get all this control, okay? Actually, like this. They can get all of this control, and because there are less ping wars, means that sorry, less vision, not ping wars, because there's less vision, means that red team, okay, has less of a chance to get a ward somewhere here. So basically that means that coming into mid game, the losing team, the team that is below gold, has a harder time getting wards because when they put a ward, they're going to insta lose it, and suddenly you don't have the go back to base and come back to put more wards. You only got that for the support, and it's not like it's going to be just harder for you. Also, we have to take in consideration that now, right, like this. Also, because now Baron is stronger, like Baron and Elder are stronger. That means that when you are ahead and you are able to get all this vision, if you get Baron, then you just insta kind of win the game. You just insta win the game. And also if you look at the board specs, so that's kind of the reason why you start seeing champions like Jin. That one like Jin. That's like why Jin is on the game again, because Jin is super good mid game, and that's what you want. You want someone that can punish all this vision and can set a Baron place basically, and that's why you start seeing Jin back. And basically because all of that, you get like laners that are kind of, you just get the lanes trying to get the push without really going for plays. You are not seeing the mid laners trying to roam and trying to like make a lot of plays. It's more of just winning your lane and trying to get some CS after that. And when you get enough tempo, then you go for the play. But like that happens just not as frequently as it used to happen on other patches. And now it's more about just getting some tempo and abusing that tempo to get vision on the enemy jungle and abuse that to get like Baron or Drake. Okay, and the thing is for the enemy team, because they are like super scaling, that they had blue team. Okay, now blue team is the worst team to defend a Baron because as you can see the map, this go like this here. Okay, it kind of it's hard for you to fight this without being like putting yourself in a risk position. Like let's say this is means risk. Okay, this place right here, this right here means that all this is going to be risky for you. If you were red side, like red side is super easy to the ward because you just have to go here, put a ward here, and it's going to be super fucking easy. But like for blue team, so they only got Jinx, and if Jinx tries to do anything, suppose Jinx is here, we get free Baron. If Jinx is here, we get free Baron, and if Jinx is here, we get free Baron because they cannot really contest, and also they're like super squishy. They have to waste if all of our realm gets there, and because we are like full damage, we should be able to chunk them enough, so they have to go back. And one of the things we have been practicing a lot, and we are like kind of good at it now, is that when we get control of mid and we get control of top, now we are constantly getting vision of this part of the map, which means that a comp that cannot face check, like for example, like this, shit, no, here, kind of hard, but I got it. So I come that this come could actually face check, but they have to blow like first time they face check is Olaf ultimate down. Second time they face check is Lulu's ultimate down. Or even the first time, because we are going to be so fucking ahead. If you're like 4k ahead, Olaf face checks, he's going to lose 50% of the HP, is going to have no ultimate, and is going to make Lulu and Karma use their ultimates to just save him. So any scenario, this comp doesn't have the mid lane pressure, because if they've tried, they cannot get the push priority because again they need Jinx. So if we get like top lane pushing, okay, we get mid lane pushing, then they have to send Jinx. Let's say they send Jinx mid, okay. Then it means that this part of the map is going to be pushing because Lulu or Karma cannot actually contest this. So that's the reason why they decided to go for this build, because they're trying to get enough damage so they can actually push lanes and be useful. But because they are going for that build, they are not really going for peel the Jinx. So it makes it in a kind of awkward scenario, and that's kind of what happened. Um, back. So we talk about Phelan Enclave, Digital Warfare, New England. Okay, let's watch. It was a 2-0. Interesting. Oh yeah, New England. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh fuck, this was kind of a stump, wasn't it? It seems like the ball lane hard won, and they also were playing Karma Meat. A lot of teams are playing Karma Meat. Um, it's interesting. It's like a super easy pick. It's really safe. Your mid laner is not going to die with a Karma Meat. Shouldn't die with a Karma Meat. Um, you're just going to be able to get some mid priority early game. You're going to get like a nice peel and all of that. It's a nice pick overall, but if you're going to pick that, then you need some extra damage source. In this scenario, they don't really have it. They're like going for. I mean, this is Kaisa, okay, but they don't have any more damage, so this is kind of worrying. I think. Yeah, because if this team gets to late game, they win. But again, that's this problem, right? Where you need to get to late game first. On picking Gunplank right now, it's super risky because you are instantly losing tower, and that gives so much tempo to the enemy team. And if the enemy team gets tempo, they get the vision in your jungle, and because there's not as much vision as before, it's going to be harder for you to get that jungle back for you. So that means that the enemy can like snowball really hard without you actually being able to stop it. So that's going to be kind of kind of hard for you to stop that. So I don't know. I'll answer Zach. Like okay, the problem with this is that Gangplank is not a winning lane. Gallia is not someone that like is going to like maybe first levels could do something, but it's not someone that wins the lane. Shire can is someone that can win the lane, but I don't think it's like okay they have like one winning. But the problem with Zac is that with Zac you're probably going to get in bait, and also they got like Trundle, which is a pick that can actually do nice stuff and can do like it can be really good against their team because it can do a lot of damage. So picking Zag was maybe the problem because you're giving too much early game pressure. If you change Zag for like I don't know Gragas, maybe it can work. If you change Zag for like Skarner, it can work. Something like that you need. But it feels like yeah, that's just kind of weird to see a Karma with 7 kills. I guess that Bang is just way better than the counterpart. On this counter game, yeah, was still a Stomp. We're seeing, yeah, say we see Agragas, we see Autistana Rise. Okay. Okay. So basically, wait, who's the mid laner here? Who's their mid laner? Kar Karma went mid with this super item? But that doesn't make any fucking sense. What's their mid laner? Cyan. But oh okay. Oh yes I oh that's bad because like Cyan made stop working like a lot time like 2 or 3 patch like 2 patches ago I think it was like stopped working. And the problem with Cyan made is as you don't have like the if I'm not mistaken the Comet was nerfed, the banner of Kamara was nerfed, and like I don't know I think that Karma mid is a better version of what Cyan mid was. It's just it's just the same but better. So I don't know why would you now, right now, pick Zion mid instead of Karma, and they already had Karma. So I think this moment because they picked Thresh Tristana. Okay, maybe if Braum is open, you can go Braum Jin, which is a nice duo. You can go maybe Tamka. I don't know which is really good into Thresh. Like Morgana is always an option. It's more of a skill matchup if I'm not mistaken. Braum could be good, but I don't know. I think you can just send the Karma mid. I don't know how the pick and ban. Like I wish they kind of had like pick and ban things. Win, which was the first champion on the bans. Kind of sad. But yeah, I'm not a bit not a fan of the Cyan mid pick because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So that was kind of last week that we did not have um, Phelan Pub on this week's games. And right now the games are like this. Okay, so they fixed the point system because the point was kind of broken. I don't know why, but it was broken. Let me kind of bigger. It was broken and it was showing more points than necessarily for Phelan Gaming, but now it's back to normal. So, Phelan, Digital, or Newcastle are all tied for first place. Excel is kind of like because they had to FF, they are fourth, and they're probably going to stay fourth for the rest of the games. Um, I don't know. And because next weeks are going to be actually interesting. I'm going to talk about that soon. Wait, let me think about it. Oh my god, I forgot how much I had to talk here, and how much my throat could actually hurt and die. But anyway, so Phelan Digital and Newcastle's are first, and these teams are going to be contenders for being first teamed. It's going to be interesting at least. Enclave is fifth, sorry. Um, they basically just got a free win. Don't think it really matters. They should have been like 12 points for all four like teams, and it's kind of sad to see Excel having this loss because it puts them on a disadvantage coming into like score differential because they lost a game, and that's going to be super bad for them coming to the next weeks because basically they even like if Excel even if they win every single match because they had to surrender and it was basically a 0-2, it can hurt them because maybe another team can win just based on tiebreaker. Like for example, right now Digital Warfare, who are absolutely clean, they are like 8-0. They will if they tie with Axel in points for first place, Digital Warfare will win if they go for a 1-2. And like if they go 0-2 against Axel, it will be a tiebreaker probably. If they go 1-2, they will probably pass. So that's going to be super sad for Axel. They really need to get as much 2-0s as they can coming for the next weeks, and that could actually hurt them quite a lot. And interesting standings. They are basically the same at the kind of the start of the Division Two, kind of whatever like everyone expected. So let's talk about next matches coming on. That's basically what we really want to focus on in this week. Um, so Newcastle Jaguars, Phelan Gaming. This is like an actual super hype match. Because basically, as let me do this. Here we have this. I was just did this. Um, without this. Okay. Now let me do this. I am an absolute genius when it comes to OBS, as you can see. Okay, let me just do this. So you can still see my Twitter thing, but you don't see this. Damn it, for hard. Okay, I can do this. Wait, no, actually I can do this. Okay, now perfect. So as you can see, super high. So Newcastle Jaguars against Phelan Game. This is a super high match because as you can see, if we go into the rankings, um, this basically is going to say which of the two teams are going to be top three, and well, I mean, are going to secure being top three, and with that is because this Newcastle Jaguars are 8-1. Finland Gaming is also 8-1. Like you can like you see here a 9-1, but it's not true. It's an 8-1. So both teams dropped a game, but won every single series. So it's going to really like this game is going to be super important because the team that wins, if we for example win as Finland, that basically put us in the top two because also as you're going to see Excel is going to fight Digital Warfare. So basically, if we win, the team that wins Newcastle Jaguars Finland game is going to be top two, and also means that the team that loses is going to have three games lost. So for tiebreakers, that is going to be absolutely huge. So this is basically a match to secure top two or top three, sorry, because even then, even if you still lose some matches, as far as you don't lose them to 0-2, you're going to still have better tiebreakers than your opponent. Like if we win as Finland, we're going to have better tiebreakers than Newcastle Jaguars going on into the Division Two. No, like as far as we don't like hard drop games, like a serious. Therefore, we're just going to see like this has actually secures us. I believe top three. Absolutely secures us top three if we win this. Because otherwise you just get two more games and you are already top two. It secures us top three. And that's actually super important because we're aiming to be top one and you have to go step by step. So right now we are secure to be top four. There's no way we are not top four. Next step is to secure being top three against Newcastle Jaguars, and it's going to be a really important match. It's going to be also the narrative is going to be that it's a rematch from the finals of the qualifiers for Division Two, so that's going to be also really hyped to see how, like, in the finals, Newcastle Jaguars was able to beat us, so they are actually first seed coming into the tournament. And now, after 4 weeks, in the exact fifth week, we're going to have a rematch, and we're going to see which of the two teams was able to improve and overcome the patches, and is going to be able to just show that they actually managed to get there. Newcastle Jaguars lost their coach, like shortly, like I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago or like 1.5 weeks. So we are also going to see how is that going to affect the team if they are going to be able to come back and put a fight. As Phelan, we had like two weeks without our ADC, and now he's going to be back with either. So that's also showing how things will change. Taking in consideration that we were able to have and decent. It was kind of bad macro, but at least decent showing against Enclave. So how having Azure back is going to impact the team. That is also a really nice narrative. But what I want to focus is this next week, we're going to have a rematch of the final of the qualifiers, and we're going to see after 4 weeks, 4 weeks of training, we're going to see how both teams adapted, how both teams are, and probably which should be expected to be the best team, right? Because coming into this Division Two, in the qualifiers, we have this. Okay, Newcastle Jaguars is the first team, Finland is the second team. Did that change? Um, being the new like winning the qualifiers is going to translate into winning the Division Two, or is actually different things? How the qualifiers and the tournament itself correlate? Because qualifiers you needed to win 3 games and you were in, and then after that I believe that most teams did not actually care about getting further. Uh, but now we're going to see if that actually matters. If getting a good result in qualifiers implies having a good Division Two standing and showing a good level of ladder. So really recommend watching this. Where I will ask from Philian if they someone can actually stream this game because and actually cast it because it's actually going to be a really nice uh, a really nice game. It's going to be super hype, I think. Then we have Enclave against Hyperion, which basically this is going to be a game for the lower end of the table to maybe see if Hyperion Academy they weren't able to beat a single of the top four teams. Same for Enclave. Now I don't trust Enclave to win a single game in all this Division Two because I mean I'm not going to count their win against Excel because they did not play. On I'm counting Hyperion Academy to be able to just get some wins, get something, and maybe be able to get a sixth place or fifth, or yeah, fifth place. I don't know, but I think this will just give some moral back to Hyperion Academy. Maybe they can come back stronger and show something that can be really interesting. Excel against Digital Warfare. This is clearly the other big game. Because coming into this, Digital Warfare is the unbeaten team, is the clean team, and Excel is the most famous team, the most popular team. And coming into this is probably going to be the game that is going to be streamed by like Aux is its name, I don't know, but but by that streamer that streams sometimes. I don't know how it's called. But anyway, it's going to be a big name like match because both like the fan base, right? Both the fan base expects both teams to be like top one, top two, probably, and that shows that shows a great fan base and a lot of expect and also a lot of respect on to Axel, who's a big name org. Um, so it's going to be kind of also really hype because whoever wins this match is also going to secure top two. That is also going to matter a lot. Basically, once this week is over, this next week is going to be the winner of Newcastle Jaguars Phelan Gaming against the winner of Excel Digital Warfare. They're going to be the ones toe to toe trying to get first place, and it's when things are actually going to start breaking. It's going to be super hype. You're going to have two big matches that are going to be super important. And actually, I hope these matches are good showing of. I'm not going to say good League of Legends because that's not going to happen. I wish that could happen, but it's not going to happen. I just hope it's not terrible League of Legends. Like with mediocre League of Legends, I'm happy with that. And yeah, I highly recommend to tune in and watch from the someone from Phelan stream the Newcastle Jaguars Phelan Gaming, or maybe even from Newcastle Jaguars itself. I don't know how that is going to go, but I will try my best to have someone stream that game. Or you can also watch Excel on Digital Warfare, which I'm quite sure someone will be streaming that game because it's also going to be super important. And this is going to be the decisive week. Actually, it could be nice if Newcastle Jaguars Finland could be like play first, and when they are finished, then you get to see Excel Digital Warfare, so you can see both matches. That would be better, but sadly, because every single match is at the same time, that is not going to happen. But super excited for that. Also, week six, we are going to see more of this stuff for a ladder teams playing against each other. So I just hope this next week turns out to be the great week because it's the start of the like this is like these three last weeks are what you could consider a playoffs. Yeah, this is basically the playoffs of Division 2 because this is the big name teams actually like the top teams playing for something. Let's hope we have like some decent and some good games there. They are they are to us as oh really? Yeah, Enclave absolutely destroy you. It's like it's kind of sad that you are like again that you are not not this one. Uh this one. Okay. It's kind of sad that Axel is with only 9 points because that means that for some tiebreakers at the end of the season we because if we were like all four teams tied for first place coming into week 5, maybe at the end of week 7 we could have some like nice tiebreakers on things. But now that Excel is kind of 1 point, 1 match below, it now is going to be kind of a lot of these tiebreakers are going to be gone, and you're going just to see whoever probably wins is going to be done. So that's going to be kind of sad. That's going to be kind of sad. But I know. Let's hope we have nice matches and we can get to see something decent. Excellent, and this is digital. Oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. Excellent and digital, where both teams haven't lost a single game. And yeah, it puts a lot of pressure because now you have to absolutely win every single game. That's for sure. But yes, like Axel and Digital Warfare are the two teams that didn't lose a single game. So that's going to be quite like it's going to be the next week. One of them is actually going to drop a game. That's actually also a really nice point. It's also going to be really hype for that. So both matches are going to be really good. Newcastle Jaguars Phelan Gaming, the rematch of the finals. Axel Digital Warfare, who is going to drop a game in the Division 2 ESL. So both matches that can be really interesting. Let's hope for some, as I said, with mediocre League of Legends, I'm more than fine coming to what I have seen the level of play from these past weeks. And that's kind of the oh well on my Phelan here it shows next Wednesday's Phelan against Radiant. That was 2 weeks ago. I had to update the the background, but I'm too lazy to do that. Never mind, it doesn't really matter. Where are you planning to? Where? Well, let me see what you guys saying. Uh, well, plus Tuesday, so your match and hours can be. Oh wait, you're playing. That's actually great. Let me. Can I? This dashboard chat is absolutely shit. I have to say. I absolutely hate it. Oh, so you're playing it. So can we actually watch the both games? That will be great actually. Enclave super left. And Enclave is more of I don't know, and it's kind of weird because that's an actual organization there. So I don't know how that is actually going. Kind of sad. Have to say. Um, but yeah, super hyped for next week. It's going to be super fun. Predictions for Excel versus Digital Warfare. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Excel against Digital Warfare. Oh, yeah, that's a nice question. Actually, that's a super good question. Um, I don't know. Does Excel has a top laner? Because I know they had to FF because they had problems with that top laner, if I'm not mistaken. And then this last week, they didn't need to play against Radiant because they just won. Working on it. Oh, so that's oh, working on it is like super bad to hear because maybe they will. So I don't know because okay, if Excel we're using Taumari, I don't know like what elo is Taumari just to um. So the thing is, if Excel uses a good top laner, like a decent top laner that can a master, okay, like if Excel is using a good top laner and has some practice and can actually get some communication and gets a top laner that can go against like Digital Warfare top laner, I think Excel should win. I think that they should win. I believe because Digital Warfare has this. I mean, I have not been able to probably see a game, on all these like 4 weeks, mostly because not a single team had to play a real game because most of the time the top bottom of the table are just super bad. So the thing is that I don't know if Digital Warfare was able to fix some of the problems that they had coming into the SL Division 2. If they were able to fix them, maybe they could win. But if they haven't fixed that, which is like being too aggro sometimes, not properly respecting the enemy jungler, like not probably, yeah, not respecting properly the enemy jungle. If they have fixed that, maybe they could win. But I'm giving an edge to Axel. Mostly, I mean, so the thing here is Digital Warfare mid laner Bango, I think his name, is better than Billy mechanically, for sure. But Billy has better communication. So it's going to be on if Excel communication is good enough to make plays around the map. On how hard Billy can, like if Billy's able to just to hold Bango and just do Billy's thing, which is just being a good teammate, then he's going to there. I think Excel will win. But if Bango is able to just get like super into Billy and be able to to just win against him and just a storm lane and get super mid priority, maybe Digital Warfare could win. It's actually going to be an interesting match. And also ball lane is going to be also interesting because you get Embry there. Maybe that he could tilt, maybe he won't. You never know. But yeah, I think it's going to the mid lane is going to be super important. It's going to be can Billy stop Bango? Because I also think Digital Warfare a lot of like the team rules are around Bango. Although in these last games he played Karma, even though that happened, he was like having a lot of kills instead of a lot of assists. So that shows that even though he was like on Karma, the team was also kind of playing for him. The team was expecting him to do something. So I think Digital Warfare really likes to play from mid and bot side, and I'm guessing the Excel is kind of the same because yeah, pressure is going to be on Billy, probably because it's going to be a lot of if Billy can, you know, properly play the lane and be able to control mid. Because if he controls mid, they probably win. If I can beat him on a stage, I can beat him in my living room. To be honest, I don't know if you bet him, like if you were like had to play against him somewhere else, but go ahead, Billy, and prove everyone that you are the better mid laner. And if you do that, then you're going to solely prove. I bet him finals is 60 insomnia. But like that was like 2 years ago, right? Because now it's A62. So that 2 years ago doesn't really count. Does it, Billy? Does it? So yeah, it's going to be a lot on the mid lane. Texas, why is everybody saying he's a mechanical god? He's really, I mean, not that he's a mechanical god. I'm just saying he's better than you mechanically. Do not twist my words. He is better than most mid laners here mechanically. That's the thing. What info are you going from? Wait, I have seen him play. And every single mid laner agrees that whenever, like when we were playing the qualifiers and we had Royal, I think it's called. He actually said that it was hard, like compared to every single mid laner he had to play against. Bangu was the hardest to play because he had to actually think when he had to CS and all of that shit. So I had all the info. I had the players telling me that he's the best, like mechanical in the Division 2. I have seen him, and I also think that he's super good mechanically. Not that he's a mechanical god, but so that's going to be interesting to see. And then you can also tune in for the Phelan against New Zealand. Oh, well, so I answered the question. Yeah, I think Axel is going to win. If I had to like bet money right now, not really any comparison to me other than seeing him playing. Oh, I mean, yeah, maybe with like yeah, because they had to play against the four bottom teams. It's not really going to say much. So coming into this match is going to be okay. Is Bango going to live to the expectation that everyone has, or is Billy actually has Billy super improved and now is the best mid laner? Or that's going to be like the narrative that you want to look at it. That's the point of Phelan Pub is to excite things up. It's going to be the two undefeated teams, and it's going to be Billy, the consistent like teammate mid laner against Wango, who's considered for a lot of people the best mid lane like mechanically into this Division 2. So it's going to be a really high matchup, and it's going to have also a lot of value coming into the standings. and it's going to have a lot of value overall. So, as I was saying, if I had to bet money right now, who's going to win? I will say Axel. Um, I think they have maybe better communication, but maybe better understanding. But we will see how it goes. And then Newcastle Jaguars Phelan Gaming. Um, that match is also going to be quite interesting too. The rematch of the finals. If I had to place money right now, I will go with Phelan. Absolutely, I cannot say the other team. So yeah, my predictions are going to be Phelan and Axel to win their respective games, and we're going to see Axel and Phelan probably fighting for top two. You're thinking of Biga, the challenger. Well, yeah, Biga's almost challenger. Biga's almost challenger. Oh yeah, Ness also came to the show talking about Banjo. I see a lot of hype coming into the chat. So yeah, this was basically Phelan Pub coming into this week. Any more questions or anything? Again, I will make sure that someone broadcasts the Newcastle Jaguars Phelan gaming match. I will make sure that happens. And with this, well, we're basically coming into an end. Thank you for tuning in and listening to my beautiful voice speaking about this last week. Well, on week 3, week 4, and what I think of week 5. Make sure to tune in. Please always be respectful. Watch a lot of League of Legends, and I don't know, do your homework. Uh, Goodbye, guys.